Hi guys, welcome to the speed optimization case study we're going to be doing today for one of our clients. Now, this particular client manages their own website, but we've used a lot of high-res images. And in fact, firstly, I'll introduce myself. It's Stephen from SB Designs. We do web, graphic design and print. So basically, the first thing we will do, and this is the first thing that you should do, you should head over to gtmetrics.com. This is the tool we use to analyze the speed. And you need to enter your domain. So a few facts, while this is running, a few facts to do with website speed. Basically, the reason why I'm doing this video is to show you that not only do we obviously develop websites, and we do that very well and they look very nice, but we also care about how fast they load, because conversion optimization is key when it comes to having a new website done. There's no point having a nice fancy website when it doesn't load quick enough and you're going to lose traffic. It needs to load within 5 seconds at a very, very minimum. You know, you've literally got 5 seconds to engage a customer before they leave your website, and then 50% of the time, if it obviously performs poorly, they're just not going to return and they'll just forget about you. And if they ever search for you again, they'll skip your website. So it is really important to make that good first impression, nice quick loading website. So we're going to run through our checklist. There's 3 items on the checklist. We obviously check plugins, update any plugins, make sure that the site is running as it should be and it's up to date. And then we install a couple of other plugins which you'll later find out in the video. I'm hoping to keep this video down to 15 minutes. We will be pausing it at certain stages because some of the tools that we run take 5-10 minutes to run. But all in all, this shouldn't take more than an hour. So I'll just look at the figures here. 13 seconds load time is just ridiculous. It's far too slow, and that's because some of the high-res images that have been used as the client's been updating the website. So the total page size is 7 meg. This needs to come down to under at least 2 meg, ideally around the 1 meg mark, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to achieve that. But hopefully we'll get this figure down to under 4 seconds. I'd love to get it to 3 seconds. That is the perfect loading time. For every 1 second that you save, you will get an increase of 7 to 8% in traffic to your website, as in, you know, those people who click off it when it loads too slow. You'll get 11% more page views, and if a website loads slowly, then you tend to get a 20% decrease in customer satisfaction. So the best load time is obviously between 1 and 2 seconds, but sites that are quite visually appealing, like Shakrap is, I'll just show you quickly. You know, I think we're going to struggle to get it down to 2, but we'll have a do and see what happens. I'm going to try and speak in layman's terms so that it's dead easy to understand. If you want to head over to our Facebook page, it is SB Design and Print, and you can give us a like there because we're going to be making a lot more of these videos. We want to try and provide as much free value as possible for our potential clients and existing clients, and we continue to strive to achieve that. So, right, so the first thing, obviously we've got our report. Now, the first thing we do is check plugins. So obviously if you're competent with WordPress, you can log into your dashboard. You go to your plugins section. Now, we have actually stumbled upon an issue here, which 9 times out of 10 we wouldn't get this issue. So we're going to go and fix this first. But basically, if you look here, we've got some kind of conflict going on, and obviously we've tried to deactivate a certain plugin and it's not worked. So we're going to update the core WordPress files, but I'm not going to cover that in this video. I'm just going to go ahead and do that and then come back to this. So I'll see you in a couple of seconds. So I will just touch on, if you are looking to upgrade, if you've got any problems with your WordPress installation, generally it's to do with a theme issue or a plugin issue. 9 times out of 10. So in this instance, we're just going to update the core files, and that should sort this problem out. When I say the core files of WordPress, I mean WP admin, and WP includes, WP admin, WP content. And that should fix this issue. If you need to do anything like that, you need to make a backup of the whole installation, and you do that by accessing the server through FTP, selecting all the WordPress installation and copying it over to a folder which I made earlier. Backup Shack Wrap, and then we'll just drag these files into this folder. Just covers us then. We've also made a backup of the database. I have done a video about this. It is, if you go to my website, free training, so it's onewebdesignberry.co.uk, and then free training library. We're currently in the process of updating. We've made quite a few videos now for our existing clients and future clients. Basically, we're giving them so much free information away so that you can manage certain things on your website. We just, like I said, we just want to give away lots of value. So be sure to visit the free training library, and also in the free training library you can subscribe to our emails, where every time we post a new video you'll get a link to the new video, and basically it just keeps you ahead of your competitors if you sign up to our obviously newsletter regarding the free training library. So I'm going to go ahead and update the core files and sort this problem out, and then we'll get onto the speed issue. So a quick note: if you are needing to update the core plugin, you need to make sure, if you go to settings in general, you need to make sure that you download the correct version of WordPress that you're currently running on your site. As you can see, that is the issue we're having. I could actually probably just fix that by sorting that one line of code out, but it's due a refresh anyway, so I'm going to update the files. So yeah, you need to go to setting, dashboard, sorry. And scroll down. And find at a glance. So we're running WordPress 4.417. So we need to download those core files. So you just go into Google and find releases, and then we'll download the correct version. That's the last thing I'm going to mention about core updates. The next time we'll get back onto the speed. Cheers. So we've fixed the problem. As you'll see, it's 25 to 8 now. It hasn't taken that long. I've just had tea, so it took about 20 minutes. We had to, basically, it was a line of code in one of the function files that we had to amend. So if you've got any error codes like that, I suggest really getting in touch with us, and we'll sort anything out of that. Most of the time, well, I'd say 95% of the time, you won't have any errors in your plugin directory anyway. You'll just need to go through and update like we have here. And we've removed a couple of plugins that weren't being used. So I'll jump into the speed optimization now. I've done another speed test, and just by updating my plugins and getting rid of the ones that we didn't use, I've saved 3 seconds already. Page size is still quite large, so now we need to compress the images to get this down to, this says average 3 meg, but I'd like to get it a bit lower than that really, possibly around the 2 meg mark. So let's just see what we can do. So you need to go down to add new plugin and search for WP Smush. Now I'm going to use the free version, so just look out for this graphic here: Smush image compression and optimization, install, and activate the plugin when it pops up. And what this does is compresses your images. Now this is especially good for obviously if you've been adding content yourself, or if you feel that the images on your site are large. And when I say large, I don't mean obviously like full screen. I just mean the file size, which most people won't really know when it comes down to that. So this plugin can take care of that. So we'll activate the plugin, and I'll run through what you need to do. Again, this is a free version. The Pro version can compress the images even more. So, and it is, to be fair, if you are going to be updating your website a lot, it is going to be worth its weight in gold. We have a license for the Pro version, so if you want us to sort this out for you, we can. And it doesn't cost, much at all. I'd say it costs around, well, it's £49 for a full website MOT, where we obviously speed it up for you. So we'll go to Smush settings. I always say to people, try and do it yourself first. If you can't break your website. So I've already run this on some of the images throughout the site already, but I stopped it because I wanted to do this video. So it's saying we've got 110 attachments that need smushing, compressing. Free users can smush 50 images with each click. So we go ahead and click bulk smush now, and I'll pause the video and come back to it when it's done that. Like I said, with the free version, when it gets to every 50 images, you've got to click resume, just like that. So this is nearly done. Oh, it is done. So just to give you just a little tip, basically I'm just going to run a little test on my website now, because what a lot of web developers will tell you in regards to using premium themes. The reason why our prices, we can keep them very competitive, is because we use premium themes a lot of the time. My website is built on a premium theme called Callius, but it looks nothing like that theme, because obviously we've modified it to suit exactly my business. So, but they'll say, oh, you'll never get these themes to load quickly. But our theme actually loads in 2.5 seconds. I'm not sure why that has come up at 3.2. Let me run that again. Could have been because I was playing on the computer, but yeah, so that's just a myth. So if anyone tells you, if we quote for a job and someone else does, and then they're obviously more expensive than us and they don't get the work, they always say, oh, well, it's because they're using a premium theme, they're cheating, they're not building it from scratch. The reality is, if we were to build a theme from scratch to utilise what we needed it for, like this, you'll be talking about £3,000. Now, no small business, they'd be stupid to spend that on a website. So that's why we use premium themes. It's not to cut corners, it's to provide a better service to our clients, because obviously 80% of the coding is done, so we pass that saving on to yourselves. So let's check so we've used the free compression tool. That's all we've done at this point. So I'm going to run the speed test for Chakra again, see what we get this time. So as you can see, we've halved the loading time just by compressing the images, and if we were to use the Pro version, which I'm going to do at the end of this video, we could compress that even more, probably down to about 4 seconds, and that's just compressing the images. So the next thing we're going to do is install the next plugin, which is called Hummingbird. So we go to Plugins, we go to Add New. Again, these are all free plugins. You can do that. You can do this yourself. This is an absolutely fantastic tool. It actually comes with its own speed test and gives you a score out of 100. So we'll download Hummingbird and activate Hummingbird. So you're looking out for this icon here, Hummingbird Page Speed Optimization. So we get the activate page. We'll activate the plugin. There are a few steps to this plugin. It takes about 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, depending on how quick your internet connection is. So we'll come to Hummingbird, go to Settings, Remember, we're down to 7.1 seconds. 6 meg page size is still large. You know, we need to get that down to about 3 at the least. Now, the only way we're going to do that is to minimize these images further. So I'm going to install this next tool to show you the next stages of like the caching and the gzip compression and the asset compression. You don't really know. I don't need to go into too much detail. So when we activate the Hummingbird and we come into the settings, we get this run performance test. So obviously that's what we do first. And this is what we get. So we've got a score 27 out of 100, which I kind of expected it to be low. And this is what I like about this tool, because at this stage we've not done anything in the tool yet. So when we obviously do our changes in a second, then we can run the test again and see, you know, what it gives us. Let me just check that the plugin hasn't conflicted. There's no, you know, silly code or anything, so that's fine. So yeah, let's go ahead and start working through the options of the tool. So the first one we do is caching, and we check that everything is in order. We have to update a few settings. So the first one is page caching. To make sure it's highlighted in grey, and then we click activate. And all we need to do at this stage is ignore these settings here, come to the bottom, click Save Settings, then the next stage, browser caching. And what we need to do is we need to change this. I changed this to 3 days. It's not, to be fair, it doesn't make much of a difference. It's just a setting I prefer. Make sure automatic is selected. These say disabled at the minute. So we click activate. And we should get, yeah, so all these are activated now. So we go to Gravatar caching. And activate. Some people will tell you that Gravatar caching is, you know, very minimal, but we might as well do it while we're in the control panel. So the next setting we look at is gzip compression. This should already be activated, but we just check it anyway. Just make sure that all three of these options are active. Asset optimization. Now this is probably the most important one. So what we need to do is, again, activate asset optimization. Now this can take probably 5 minutes to run, so I'm going to pause the video again. So once that's finished running, you'll get a window that says how many assets it's found. This website has quite a lot. So you just click got it, and then they should pop up in this space here. Just give it a minute. So here we go. So all we need to do is all our assets are here. So we just make sure all the ones that are unchecked, so that's checked, that's unchecked. Just make sure that we check all of these. So once we've checked every one of the assets, we then publish the changes. You may get some messages, just obviously when you do, just tick them off. And then just wait till you get the green tick, your changes have been published, and that's done. So they're the main options. In the Pro version there are a few more options that help speed it up. I always check I go to Advanced Tools and check URL query strings and the emojis, save changes. And at this stage we're going to do another speed test. So we were at 7.1 seconds. I'm hoping, if there's not been any conflicts, which I'm quietly confident that there shouldn't have been. So let's grab the URL again, go to our gtmetrics.com tool, and let that run. Give that a minute or so. So as I said, this is the free tool. Again, I know I keep banging on about it, but there is a pro version. I'd say the majority of small business websites won't need it. This is still saying 27. It's probably going to still stay low in this tool until we optimize these images. As you can see, we've got good scores for every other area that it tests, just the images. I will run this test again in a second when we've... So yeah, we've had an issue, so I'm going to have to pause it and come back to this. So give me 1 second. I will show you why it's had an issue with the plugin. So basically, this plugin, Hummingbird, for some reason conflicts with this theme or one of the plugins. So I've had to turn off page caching, and all I did is go to the page caching plugin setting, scroll to the bottom of the page, click deactivate, and everything's working fine again. So I'm just about to run another speed test. See what happens. So because the caching section of the tool didn't work, we're going to install another different caching plugin, which tends to work with every single website and theme. It's the go-to one if you have problems with Hummingbird. It's called WP Super Cache. This is much easier to set up as well, so you might want to make a note of this one. So we just install WP Super Cache, activate plugin, and then go to the settings page and just turn it on. It's as simple as that with this one. So caching on, update status. There are advanced modes, but you don't need to look at them. So let's see if we can improve speed. I'm not sure it will at this stage. I think the only improvements we're going to get at this stage, although we have halved it from 14 seconds to 7, I think the images are going to need further optimization, and that means I have to do it manually. If I don't use the Pro tool. I'm going to use the Pro tool first to see what happens, just to show you guys what happens, but yeah, let's just see what happens now. So we've got a load time of 6.1 seconds. Obviously, we have made another second improvement. I'm just going to run it again with the Super Cache plugin installed. So basically, it's telling us. It actually tells you which images So serving scaled images, for instance. If you look at the options, I mean, this might be a bit too technical. I thought I'd show you anyway. You can actually find out which images are causing the issue when you click on the optimize images. It tells you exactly which image, how much you can save in terms of kilobytes. This is quite technical stuff, but if you really want to get it into, you can just right click the image and you can then tell these are the images. So if I save this image to my desktop, you can see it's 800 kilobytes, so we could actually reduce the size of this. That is a very large image, considering it's just for a blog post, which I know where it is. We can easily resize. So if you resize picture to small, or even mobile actually, you'll see we've got it down to 26 kilobytes. So just by changing that image there, we've saved nearly 90%. So, in fact, no, we've saved way more than that. So yeah, as you can see, that's how technical you can start getting to get it down to that 3-second mark manually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install the Pro version now, and then run the website through that, and then show you the final result when we get the final score here. Hopefully it'll be 3 to 4 seconds. So we've run the image optimization again, and we have changed a couple of the images. There are a few more things that we could do, like this slider, for instance. It has like 5 or 6 massive images in the background. These need reducing. I'm very confident that if we do that, we'll get it down to 3 seconds. But at the minute, I think we should have saved a bit more time. So let's just grab the link again. Go to our G-metrics. Bet you're getting bored of the GT metrics link. So this is the final one I'm going to run, because I'm going to wrap this video up. It's 27 minutes long already, and obviously you can see the improvements we've made throughout the video. There are a couple of other things that we could do to get it down even further, which we are going to do. But obviously we can't reveal everything in the video. So as you can see, we've got it down to 4.9 seconds. So we've actually saved 10 seconds in load time. So our client's going to be happy with that. We've done that for free because he's one of our long-standing clients. If he wants us to get it down to like 2 or 3 seconds, then you probably will have to pay around £29 for us to do that, because we need to spend a bit of time optimizing the image manually. So hopefully you can see we definitely know what we're talking about. If you follow the steps through that we've done through this video, 100% you'll reduce your load time. If your load time is currently around between say 4 and 8 seconds, just doing the changes that we've seen with the Hummingbird plugin and the WP Smush plugin will 100% get you down to 3 seconds, if not 2 seconds. If you want some more information and advice, like I said, feel free to sign up to our free training library, where there's going to be, in the next 6 weeks, so it's 1st of March, so let's say the 1st of April, actually 4 weeks, I'm going to cut the deadline down. I'm going to aim to have 20 videos on there for all different aspects. For instance, there's a video to show you how to embed Facebook reviews, Google reviews, how to update your plugins. There's just so much value that's going to be in that free training library, so make sure that you sign up there. The link will be below in the comment section on YouTube and on Facebook. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, SB Design. If you just search SB Design, SB Design even, and I'll try and actually put, if you type in SB Design, you'll see actually loads of my work comes up because I'm constantly posting. But it's this blue and green SB logo, SB Design and Print, and give us a like. And yeah, stay up to date with all the latest videos. Cheers guys, hope you enjoyed. Speak to you soon.